Welcome to Studio One. If you like what you see, like and subscribe and comment.
Good to meet you, man. How you doing?
Yeah, pretty good, pretty good. Yeah, thanks for doing this.
For sure. Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah. So, what have you been up to today?
What did I do? I woke up. I was promoting. I started with promoting a video I dropped yesterday.
Yeah.
Um, I dropped a video called Aathi Vaasi Freestyle. It was a little promotion for my upcoming album called Petta Raps Vol.2. So yeah, just I posted that yesterday. I woke up today, just tried to reply to some comments, get a TikTok video of the clip out. Yeah.
Sweet, man. I'm gonna introduce myself. I'm Mike. I'm from Studio One. Thanks again for taking out time for us. We're a Toronto interview platform that's focused on diverse genres, and we only interview artists we love. So, could you briefly state your name and tell us what you do?
So I'm Jarin Alab. I go by Jarin Alab. I'm a rapper from Brampton. I have a very big Tamil influence in my music.
So you told me that you were born in Scarborough.
Yeah, Scarborough.
What was that like? Was that a big change between Scarborough and Brampton?
Definitely. I moved from Scarborough when I finished up the first grade in Scarborough, and then I moved out to Brampton. So being so young, it wasn't really like I was noticing big changes like that. I was just excited, new school, new house kind of thing. But the older I got and the more I'd go back and visit, I realized how different Brampton is from Scarborough. My whole childhood, I was traveling back like every weekend, trying to see family, doing things like that. And you're from there too, yeah?
Yeah, I'm from Asian Court. I'm like corner of Scarborough and North York.
Got it, yeah.
Pretty much been here. Well, I was born in China and we moved here when I was just like how you moved, really young.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I've been here pretty much since 2004. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Nice.
So how did you start making music?
I was always rapping from like a young age. Um, Music was I have two older siblings, so a lot of the pop culture, everything was coming from them. Older siblings, older cousins, and they were putting me onto everything, like from Eminem to Destiny's Child, Britney Spears. But I remember whenever I'd hear some Eminem or something like that is what like I really gravitated towards. And I remember starting out like being really young, like writing really stupid, dumb rhymes, like something about fun, sun, like shit like that. And I'd always like I performed these things for my brother, and he'd like hype me up and be like, "Oh, it's pretty sick, man. That's awesome, right?" So I was always interested in it, writing raps and everything, but I didn't start professionally recording and putting things out till about 3 years ago.
Okay,
Yeah.
sweet. Yeah, so you had I guess having a big, not a big, but like a support group. There was a lot of people that succeed that say like having a support group is very key.
Yeah, the biggest thing, definitely. Like, and my biggest support group would be my family, my siblings, my cousins, my parents, even. Um, and just getting that support from them is what kind of like pushes you, even if they're not directly telling you, "Oh, you should be a rapper." Just them saying shit like, "Oh, that's good. That sounds good. That sounds good." Like that alone makes me feel like, okay, these guys like it, so it pushes me, and then that kind of expands out to your friends, and then your friends' friends, and then the more and more people started saying like, "Oh, this is good. You actually have something." I feel more like, okay, I should keep pushing with this.
Sweet. So
But it definitely starts with the family for sure.
that's good.
Mhm.
Some A lot of us don't have that. But
Sure.
so Eminem sounds like your rap idol growing up,
Definitely.
so to speak.
Yeah.
Is there is he still your number one, or is there someone that you're really a big fan of right now, rap wise?
In terms of lyricism, I've always put Eminem as number one. But the older I got and everything, obviously, like you get introduced to new rappers. So I don't really put him up there as like my favorite right now. He's definitely that number one. He holds number one spot for me. But if we're talking about right now, I'm really into Freddie Gibbs. huge on Freddie Gibbs right now. Love Freddie Gibbs. You fuck with Freddie Gibbs too?
Heavy. Well,
For
I
sure.
don't know everything, but like just I like people's characters.
Yeah.
And
Oh
the-
yeah, for
On
sure.
Joe Rogan, when he talks, it's just like, oh, okay, you shot a person and now you're talking about him.
Yeah, and so casually too, right? Like,
Yeah, I can't. He's just such a rich character. Like,
yeah, man.
I don't,
sure.
I don't like same like for me. Like, my guy right now is Vince Staples.
I was just gonna bring him up when you said he's such a big character. In my head, I was like, oh, I gotta ask you about Vince Staples because I could say the same thing about him, and I put him up there too for me actually.
Yeah,
Did you see his conversation with Hassan Minaj?
yeah, I watched it. Jay, I'll bring up Jay later, but Jay
Yeah.
sent the link to me. Yeah, he was with Hassan. He seemed Vince really grew up in front of our eyes. I have to meet Vince. I'm kind of trying to like manifest this, but I gotta meet like, and I didn't know he could talk slower too in the Hassan interview.
Yeah, he was really calm, right? Like he was so laid back and shit. Like, and you're used to him just like firing shit off in interviews. Just yeah.
Dream. That'd be a dream. So when did you realize that this is what you want to do? Is this very recently or always?
When I realized I want to do music, like for sure, was about a year ago. So I graduated a 4-year program. Towards the end of it, I had a lot of internal struggles and battles in my head about, all right, you're done school. It's time to, like get into the workforce. But I mean, in terms of like giving up the rap, I know a lot of people try to tell me that you can balance both. You can do the rap thing and you can go be a cop, be this, be that. It's not that simple, man. It's really not that simple. Like, especially with the music I make and hip hop in general, it's your life. If you're going to do it, it has to be your whole life. I think that goes for any genre. If you're any type of entertainment outlet, your life has to be that whole thing. And around that time is when I realized, I'm like, as much as I was kind of like making moves with my career in terms of school and all that, in my head, there's always this thing like, but you're still going to do rap, right? Like rap is still a thing. And then I always thought rap back then would just be something I give up by the end of school. Like it's my hobby. But finishing school really made me realize how bad I actually wanted to continue doing this. Like it's not just a hobby. It's actually something I don't see myself being happy in life without doing it. So when I realized that is when I started taking it more seriously, and I started really getting involved in videos and working with Jay and stuff like that. And again, we're going to talk about Jay later for sure. I hope
We keep voting back on Jay.
I have a lot to say about Jay, man.
Yeah, he wants me to like brand him properly. Like he was
Yeah.
super careful about how we talk about him.
Yeah.
But before that, this is the question after. But
Mhm.
As a Tamil Canadian, do you feel Canadian?
That's a good question. I feel Canadian. I feel proud to be Canadian, but I definitely identify more with my Tamil side more than I do with being a Canadian. And I think that just has a lot to do with my parents and my upbringing, and the fact, like, even in the music, it's spilling into the music, and I'm just realizing this is really who I am. Like, that's why I found it so important to bring it into the music. I really use Tamil as a big part of my identity. I see, like, if I'm going to explain myself, I'd say Tamil / rapper,
That's a really good way to put it. Yeah, let's get into Jay. So he says, well, he wants me to brand him as your music video director.
Mhm.
I think he's more than that. But how did you
Much more.
How did you meet him?
So I met Jay through another mutual friend, actually. And around the time I had the idea to make the video for my song Jarin's World, I knew, like, I made that song about 2 years ago. And since then, just like the instrumental, the flows I was using, I knew the video had to be something crazy, like out of this world, right? So way back then, I was thinking, okay, like, I usually like to do videos like very in-house with just like friends from high school. Just pick up your phone, let's run and gun, shoot it. And I'm like, the first time I want to actually put production into a video, I knew that would be the song I'd have to do it for. So I knew I'd have to get someone who was good enough to bring that vision to life. And that mutual friend I was speaking about, she'd always plug Jay to me. She'd be like, "Yo, check out Jay. He's done this." She showed me a lyric video he did for Humble the Poet, and like 30 seconds in, I was like, "What the fuck is this?" Like, this is a lyric video, but like I'm so locked in. Like, it's there's no faces or whatever. Like, I mean there is faces, but it's not like the rapper's face or anything. And it's just like off a lyric video. I was like, this is nuts. So I obviously had to say, I'm like, yo, I'd love to work with this guy, like if I can. And then we got in conversation. We had a phone call, and I told him, I told him the vision. I said, yo, this song just sounds nuts to me. It sounds out of this world. I want some trippy ASAP Rocky, Travis Scott looking visuals. And I knew he could do it for sure. So I brought it up, and he saw the vision right away, and he was really like pleased to do it. And we built a really good relationship through that phone call. And every call after that, it was just like, it became more and more like a friendship. And I really like appreciate the care and the time that he put into that video.
It's great, man. I'll put it in his on his portfolio site or somewhere.
Yeah.
And the Humble Poet, he didn't really because we talk a lot too. He didn't even really bring it up. So that was just like a day in life. Like he has crazy potential. I met him in school, and pretty much we spent like our entire bachelor's degree together. So I know him pretty well. Crazy potential. But enough of him. We gave him enough love. So
I'm sure he'll come back up at some point. For sure.
Yeah, we keep bringing him up. Might as well.
Yeah.
So the title of one of your releases recently, YVON of the Yukon, is a pretty niche Canadian cartoon. Is that your favorite YTV show?
Ooh, there's so many I can name before YVON. Are we talking cartoons or like just any YTV?
Have to be just cartoon.
YVON was a classic old one. I was gonna say Drake and Josh, but that's more Nickelodeon, I'd say. YTV exclusive shows. Shit, this is where I'm forgetting all of them now.
I'll list a couple. My favorite is not my favorite. I didn't get it when I was a kid, but I keep thinking about Jacob Tutu.
Jacob Tutu, yes, yeah, Jacob 2-4.
2-4.
That's what the bullies called him, right?
Sorry about that.
No worries. I love that show too, man. I remember his friend Buford. Buford was wicked, and that janitor. Remember that janitor with like the green skin, and he's always eating pickles. That's wicked. I don't know. Canadian cartoon shows, like the ones back then, were so like creepy. Like, are you taking Yvonne, man? It was like a creepy old man in the diaper. We were just little kids.
I thought he was goofy. I thought he was.
I'm not gonna lie. I was a little scared of him. I'd see him, I'd be like, what is this? but it was. Again, it was something I'd always see around the house. Like, it wasn't necessarily me. It'll be my brother, like my sister. It'll be like on TV or whatever. But that theme song, the visuals, I'm like, that's something that always stuck with me.
Yeah, because before you dropped it, I couldn't believe the title of the song, because I thought it was like I thought YVON of the Yukon was just like a memory, like a faded memory, because no one has ever brought it up. Yeah. So it was crazy that like you said, it's like really gothic. Like Jacob Tutu was like super gothic, and like there's a lot of culture in there. Being Ian was essentially just like a vlogger.
Being Ian was great. There, now it's all coming back to me. I love that show too.
Yeah, Being Ian was so a little bit too ahead of his time. Yeah. All right, let's get a little bit darker. So a lot of us in Toronto, some people I talk to, believe that our music scene here, and hopefully PO as an extension, is like crabs in a bucket. People don't really embrace each other here like they do in a place like Atlanta, so they say. And a lot of people here are focused on impressing certain local gatekeepers. What are your thoughts on that opinion?
I think there's definitely truth to that. The Toronto scene, like, there is a lot of hate in Toronto, Peel, wherever you want to say. I guess you could say there's hate everywhere. But I think in Toronto, there's definitely a difference too, somewhere like Atlanta, where everyone's putting each other on, and there's this big support system with everyone. Toronto's quick to start dissing each other and like, no, you're not shit. You can't do it. I'm the best, which is how you should feel. But I think it's definitely not the route to go if we want to blow up as a country, as a city. And I think what we need is just some originality. I think something that's just like the next big thing, like something completely different from everything else. And not to say I have it, I don't know who has it, but I think we'll definitely, the more and more we work and we see, like, I think I think Canada's going to breed some great artists coming up soon.
I think we have it
Mhm.
because I met some people, and we have the spice, we have the diversity. It's just like we gotta push
Each other up.
a little bit more.
Mhm.
Um,
On
so
that
have-
note,
Mhm.
there's actually someone I'd love to push.
Sure.
I've been following this guy recently, Mula First. Mula. He's Mula the Mula First on Instagram, I believe, but someone from Toronto who I think's doing amazing right now. I've been watching him for the last like year maybe, and I really have belief in this guy. I think he's gonna be like something huge. But I don't know. I just want to shout that out, just for
Sure.
people to check him out.
Yeah, I'll put his Instagram
Yeah.
back here. So have you thought about seeing what you can do in Atlanta or LA, or are you trying to make it out here?
I want to make it out here. I've honestly never really thought about that. That thought has never really even crossed my mind, like how, like, going out to Atlanta or New York or somewhere out there. I've always kind of been, I want to make it in the place that I'm at right now, make it out of here like that. But I know it might be hard, and I know in the future that might be the move to go out there and maybe market out there and build a career out there. But as of right now, I still feel it's a very early in my career where I feel like I really want to put on the city, put on Canada, and eventually, if the moves end up bringing me somewhere else, I always want to keep that Brampton, Canada, with me in my identity.
So what are you struggling in terms of music right now?
I think COVID has a big thing to do with.
Mhm.
That's the obvious one for sure. I feel very complacent recently with music. It's just because recently is when I really start to pick things up and like really be content heavy. And around that time is also when Corona started. Like right before Corona is when I was kind of like slowing down. Like I was like, like I wasn't really putting out much. And I was having these thoughts of like, okay, it's time to switch gears and let's do this shit. And then Corona hits and I'm like, wow, the time where I get ready to really like do my thing. And like I had all these thoughts of doing shows and like building, like playing that game now, like really organizing my own shows. I've done a few shows, but for other artists where I'd feature or something. But I really want to organize some things for myself and build a buzz. And then Corona hit. So I think that's one of the biggest things, just not being able to like connect with people. Definitely with the content, social media is great. I get to put things out, but at the end of the day, it doesn't feel like I did something. Like you want something, you know, like something you can hold, something you can feel, something you could see, a live interaction experience. So I think not having that, not to say is making me feel like this is a waste or anything, but it just feels like I want more out of it. I'd love more out of it, but I guess the most I can do right now is just keep the content rolling, put out the best shit I can. And when the time's right, I want to get out and actually do shows and meet people and really push this thing.
Yeah, follow up on that. Are you enjoying yourself while you're still early in your career? Are you savoring moments, or are you trying to see like, okay, I gotta hit this target, I gotta hit this goal, constantly looking forwards, or are you smelling the flowers a little bit?
Definitely, I get very excited for everything I do. Like every time I drop, I feel like I have my own little celebration for myself. Like, all right, videos out. Like I feel really good. It's just like when you never really stop thinking about what's next though. So as soon as I drop one video, I'm already kind of working on what the next one should be and like how to promote the next thing. And that's what it should be, right? That's what because I realized that's what I wasn't doing before. I drop something and then I take my big breath and I'll be like, all right, till next time. But when I started taking it seriously is when I realized that you can never stop. Like while you're working on this one thing, you need to have the next thing ready to go, especially with how quick content's coming out right now.
Mm.
If you take like a week or two off, you're kind of just, people forget about you. So yeah, I definitely do like to stay around, smell the roses, and enjoy what I'm doing, but there's always that little anxiety that hits like, yo, you're not done. You got to put out something better. Something like you have to top the last thing you put out, stuff like that.
So how do you want to see your career unfold?
I just want to rap. Like I could say it very simply. Like there's one thing that that's been a constant like thing in my life is just rapping. Like it's simple, performing, just doing what rappers do, performing, making great music. But in terms of my career unfolding, I don't really know. I still feel very early in my career. I honestly feel like I'm just getting started. Like even with Jay's video, the YVON of the Yukon video, those are visuals that were completed for songs that I released maybe like a year or two ago. So it's just now that I'm about to release my first like new piece of music. So yeah, I don't know. I don't really know how to see how things are going, but I definitely feel like in the next month after I drop my new music and this new sound, I feel like I'll be better. I'll have a better understanding of where I'm going to take this.
Yeah, let's talk about your new project. What are you working on? What are you working on putting out?
So right now I'm working on Petta Raps Vol.2, which is, if I got to explain Petta Raps, it's kind of the title I created for when I mix my Tamil into hip hop. It started with, I had a Petta Raps Volume 1, which was basically, I took down all the little the Tamil remixes, covers that I did, and I just packaged them into one little mixtape for SoundCloud. Had about 5-6 songs on it. And as I was putting that project together, I kind of already knew from back then. I was like, okay, wait, this could be a thing. I could make like a series out of this. Like every time I want to jump on my Tamil shit and do these blends and these mixes, I'll be releasing it under this Petta Raps brand. So since the first volume, I knew there's going to be a volume 2. And the first one, it got a great response. Again, it was all old material, but it was good to have it packaged in one place. And it helped me better understand that, okay, the next time I do this, I want to kind of make it a bigger production where it's not just for SoundCloud. I'm going to release it to streaming, get videos behind a couple songs, release like a full project. So right now, that's what I'm in the works of.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Yeah.
You said, yeah, because I'm thinking about what you said, but this question might be a little bit abstract. But what do you want to tell? Because you said you just wanted to rap, and that's beautiful. That's a really good attitude. But what do you want to tell your future self? Let's say, I don't want to give yourself an age. What do you want to tell your future self if you see him?
I want to. So if I was to see my future self, I would want to make sure I did the thing that I dreamt of doing my whole life. If I was to see my future self and I wasn't doing something in music, or I wasn't, at least, even if I'm not in music, if I like, even if I'm not actually a rapper, like an actual rapper at the end of the day, as long as I'm still rapping, even if it's on the side, even if I'm not putting anything out. But the main thing is that I want to make sure that I tried my best and I made sure I fed that dream and that goal.
Just keep the fire alive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. You stumped me with that question when you asked. I know it's a very simple question, like how do you see this unfold or where do you see this going? It's just, I guess it's something I don't really think about. I feel when it comes to music, I'm very in the moment, which some would say is not a good thing because you should be planning for the future and like seeing, like have a blueprint laid out. But I never really like worked like that. My main thing was I have this intuition. I have this feeling that I just, like I said simply, I just want to rap. Like that's like the one solid thing I know. Whether that's being a rapper, whether that's me getting paid off it, I don't care. It's just, I just know that that's what I feel like I'm meant to be doing. That's what brings me the most happiness. So that's what I'm saying right now. I haven't really given that thought of how this unfolds or where I'm supposed to take this. But if there's one thing I'm sure of, it's that I want to do this and I'm going to keep doing it until things start picking up.
Yeah, man, that's a beautiful way to wrap it up. Yeah, that's all my questions. Yeah, hope the newest freestyle is pretty fire.
Thank you.
keep putting out fire stuff, man. Like I like how you rap. I like what you do. I mean, we can, we can wrap it up here, but we can give Jay some more love.
Oh, for sure. No, we got to talk about Jay, man. I want Jay to just start working with a lot more artists and putting out his work. I haven't really seen anything from him recently as of late.
He's been working on some big things. If you
For
ask
sure.
him,
I know he is. I know like,
Yeah.
he definitely. I know he's not just out there like chilling. But I'm really excited to see his whole career unfold because I think he has like I feel super blessed to even have like worked with him this early on, and I have my friends to thank for even connecting us, and I think Jay's gonna be huge, man. I really see his potential. Like, he's gonna be so amped watching this.
he's gonna be so embarrassed.
Embarrassed?
This is about him. Might as well embarrass him some more. Yeah, let's just wrap it up here, man. Like, it's great to meet you.
Great to meet you too.
Yeah, I see a lot of well, he's also very passionate about his identity. See a lot of him and you, if it doesn't sound weird. I don't know how to wrap it up.
I don't know if he wanted me to let this out, but we were in talks of, like you said in the beginning of this conversation, he's much more than just like a creative director or something. Like he has a lot more. And one of those phone calls we had, he actually brought the idea to me where he said he'd love to, like, I think the term he used was oversee or like plan it, but he's like, he definitely wants involvement in like the story of one of my projects, like one of my albums. He wants to kind of direct the way that the story goes. And yeah, I don't know if I was supposed to let that out, but that's definitely going to be in the works after I get out this Petta Raps album. I'm going to get in touch with Jay, and we've been talking about what these themes could be, and it's definitely has a lot to do with the Tamil identity and being children of immigrants, which is a topic that is being explored a lot through Canadian artists. Do you know Noise Hip Hop?
I don't. No, I don't.
Noise is a rapper from Brampton, and he just dropped a project recently. It's an amazing project that explores his parents' travel from India to Canada and the struggles that they faced. And I really see that as inspiration. That's something where I when Jay brought that idea up to me, I kind of remembered that Noise project. I'm just gonna put it out there. I want to get him involved in this project if I could somehow.
Yeah,
he's from Brampton as well, but yeah, this is that's another thing Jay's been working on. So hopefully we got good things coming soon.
For sure. Yeah, it'll be huge, and you're definitely gonna be back here. We're gonna promote your work, and we're gonna hang out, hopefully in person.
For sure. Hopefully, man.
Yeah.
Hopefully soon when this is all over.
For sure, man. So thanks for taking the time. It's really good to hear what what the artist is thinking about. Yeah, and we'll talk again soon.
For sure, man. Take care, bro.
Studio One.